Hi everyone, good afternoon. So guys, before we begin our lesson for today, the videos are going to be titled according to the lessons and what we did for that day. But in this video, we're going to be focusing in on like vowels, like big A, little a, apple, like what rhymes with these things. We're going to be focusing also on compound words and sight words. Okay, and then I have maybe 2 or 3 videos coming after this just for today, and then we'll just keep doing more and more. I do want to encourage you to grab a notebook, or your child to grab a notebook. This is my son's actual little notebook, but he has other ones. Just something that they're comfortable with writing in, to take notes, like he colors, if you're comfortable with getting a folder, right? If you're just comfortable with loose leaf paper, something that you can journal in or take notes, or, a little book like this, composition book, something like this. And then they also have bigger ones than this, like the standard sizes. So I encourage you to get that. Pencils or pens, depending on your age group, but preferably pencils because it's easier to erase. And we will be coloring, we will be drawing on some of our videos. So I do encourage you to get some crayons or some markers, or colored pencils, things like that. But what I want to start off today, if you do prefer to draw, is get a piece of paper and do a drawing of how you are feeling today. No matter if you're a little bit younger, do a drawing of how you are feeling today, and kind of tell why you're feeling like that, and discuss that with your parent, your guardian. If you're a little bit older, like teenager going into preteen, or you're a little bit older, you can probably write out how you feel, or kind of just write some words of how you're feeling, and kind of discuss that with your parent or your guardian, so that you guys can discuss that, because it's important for us to share what we're dealing with, especially when you're younger and your kids, or your preteens, or your teenagers, or whatever you are. It's important to identify that, so that it doesn't negatively spill over into other things, or so that, it can be resolved, like that conflict or those problems can be resolved, and I do want to encourage you to, be open to your parents, be open to your guardians, or someone that you can trust with how you're feeling and what you're dealing with, especially in this time that we're living in, how it is in the earth now, so, and, you also can talk to God. He's always there, no matter what it looks like or feels like. So I just kind of want to set that tone, since this is my first video doing this. I am stepping out in faith. And I also want you guys to be encouraged with these videos, but I also want you guys to familiarize yourself with this type of board, or something to this effect, because on this board, every time we do a lesson plan, we won't do it today, but just kind of letting you guys know, you're going to have a lesson plan of what we're going to be doing. So then I will put on here that we're going to be doing things like this, like vowels, and words and letters. That'll be on the top line. Then the next line would be that we'll be doing compound words today. Then the next line would be, for this video, that we'll be working on sight words. So this is kind of our little objective. It's like our objective, what we're going to be doing for the day, what's our mission for the day. So just kind of familiarize yourselves with this board. And if it's not this board, it'll be a bigger board, but just keep in mind there will be a board, because in some of the near future videos, the setting is going to be a little bit different. But let's get into this today. Lord, we just ask that you bless this video. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Touch each child individually, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Each individual in group. In Jesus' name, amen. So we're going to start with A. You can look at this as the big A, the mommy A, the daddy A, and this is the baby A, right? There's uppercase and then there's lowercase. And this is an apple, right? So, apple for A. And then I want you, if you're taking notes, to tell me something else that starts with an A, or if you have a friend or a family member, their name starts with an A, what is their name, or what is something else that you can think of that starts with the letter A. You can write it down, or you can say it aloud. And we're going to go now to B, ball. Again, this is the big, like the big mommy or the big daddy, and then this is the baby, right, or the brother and sister. And then this is a butterfly. Another thing that starts with B is bird, right? And let's go back to A. We have apple, but something else that starts with A is acorn, right? So that's B. Let's move on to C. This is C, right? And this is a cat. So keep in mind, this is the big letter C and this is the little letter C. So this is a cat. But tell me something else that starts with the letter C, right? You could think about cash or currency or money. All of that relates and it's kind of the same thing. Another animal that starts with the letter C is a cow, right? What is something that you can eat that starts with the letter C? Corn or cream, right? Some of you think of ice cream, and we're actually going to look at that today in this video when we get to I. But I just kind of want you to think about other things in your mind that starts with these different letters, right? So this is C for cat. Next is D. Like daddy, like dog, but this is an actual duck. And some people call these ducklings, right? But this is a duck. And what is he doing? He's in a little pond, right? We don't know what he's looking at, but he's looking. So that's a duck. Next, we're going to get into E. And this is for elephant, elephant. But some foods that start with the letter E. An egg. There's no other ones really coming to my mind now, but egg, you can, eat an egg, right? If you cook it, don't eat it raw, But this is an elephant, right? And how does the elephant look to you? When you see this elephant, what comes to your mind? You can either write it down or discuss it with your parent or who you're watching this video with. So next we're going to move on to F. Flowers. These are flowers. Flowers can be found. That's also F, right? Found in a garden. Something else that starts with the letter F is finger, my finger. So this is my hand and these are my fingers, right? So that starts with the letter F and these are flowers. And let's look at some of these beautiful colors, right? I think that this is like a red, like a reddish pink, but we'll call it red. That's purple. That's yellow. See some green. See some colors, right? Let's go now to G. And this is what I believe this is a gorilla. I don't know why he looks like that, but this is a gorilla. And he's eating a banana. Remember we looked at B earlier with the butterfly, right? So this is a gorilla, and he is also the color gray. And gray is a color that starts with the letter G. And I want you to tell me, does this gorilla look friendly? Does he look happy? Does he look sad? What does he look like to you? Okay, that's G for gorilla. Keep in mind we're doing, big and small. Mommy and baby. Uppercase, lowercase. So next we're going to move on to H. And this is a hat. Right? H is also hot. There's some other things in the next video that we're going to be looking at with things that are hot and fire and that's not safe to touch or go near. But this is a hat. And this time I want you to tell me something that starts with the letter H. What is a place that starts with the letter H? And if you have a hat that you wear, what color is the hat that you wear? Because we see that this hat is black, it has purple, and it's also gray. Give you guys a closer look. So next we're going to move on to I for ice cream, right? And what color is this ice cream? What color is the ice cream? And I want you to give me, if you're familiar with something that starts with the letter I. I'm not sure if you guys are used to countries. We're going to be doing countries on this channel as well. And we're going to be looking at the states in one of the next videos after this one. But if you do know a country that starts with the letter I, what is a country that starts with the letter I? Or give me an ice cream flavor that starts, you know, it's an ice cream, but give me a flavor of an ice cream. So we can see that this has sprinkles on it, and it looks yummy, right? Yummy in your tummy. So next we're going to move on to J, and this is for jelly. Some people say it's jam, but it's J. And also with this jelly and jam, this is something that is edible that we can eat. But there's also things called jellyfish that live in the water, right? So this is J. Some of you may be familiar with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? So let's move on now to K. K, that was J, and this is actually a koala bear. A koala bear. And they do like to eat leaves. There's also some other interesting things about them. They like to climb in trees, right? They live in different places. I believe they live in places like Australia and places like that. This is a koala bear, and it's K. K, like my name is Rakera, but a lot of people call me Kara. You guys can feel free to call me that. So it's K. And what's another word that starts with K? Kind. Kind. When you're nice and you're considerate and you're kind to other people, right? So that's a koala bear. Next we're going to move on to L, and this is actually a ladybug. You guys may see these on the ground or flying around or on your parents' vehicle, like their windshield or something like that. And usually you'll see them like in twos or in groups. It's rare, well, I found that it's rare that they fly alone. But this is a ladybug. And what's something else that starts with the letter L? Lizard. Can you think of a food that starts with the letter L? If so, you know, tell your parent or guardian or write it down. And what color is this ladybug? Can you tell me what color this ladybug is? Okay. Now we're going to move on to something that I know most of you like if you enjoy oatmeal or cereal or cookies with milk. Remember we were talking about cat earlier and how another animal was cow? This is a cow. And cows produce milk, right? Cows are usually out in the nature. They live on the farm and things like that. They graze, they eat, all those different things have to be tended to, and they produce something called milk, which starts with milk. Okay? So next we're going to move on to N, N, and this is a net, right? And what's caught inside of this net? There's fish. How many fish are inside of the net? Can you tell me two of the colors of the fish? And if you've ever gone fishing, let me know how many fish you caught. Because sometimes they can be hard to catch, right? So let's go now to O. This is an octopus. They live in the water. Sometimes people eat them, but you have to, you know, clean them properly. You know, let the restaurant prepare it, or if your parent prepares it and they clean it properly. I know some people are like, that's nasty, but some people do eat this. You know, they eat the octopus like the calamari. But these are animals. I don't know if I want to call them animals, but they live in the water. O for octopus. O. He has some big eyes, right? Well, one is big and one is small. Just like this. This is a big O, like a big eye there. And this is a little O, like a little eye there. And some people mistake this for 0. But when you're dealing with ABCs and letters and alphabets, it's called O, right? And in numbers, when you're dealing with 0 to 9 or 1 to 10, it's called 0, right? But this is an O, octopus. Let's go to the next one. P. And what is this? A parrot, right? This is a parrot. It's also a bird, but it's called a parrot, right? And this is the big P, this is the baby P. Right? This is his beak, his claws, his feet. Has lots of beautiful feathers, eyes, big eyes to see. And a lot of parrots are able to repeat human beings and what they say. They're able to speak, they're able to do all of that. So that's a parrot. Q, qua, like queen. But this is a quail. It's a bird, but it's considered a quail. Next, we're going to look at something that you all may like. My son, he's 4 years old. He loves these. Robot. This is a dancing robot. He's doing his own little thing, moving and grooving. This is a robot. A robot. Next, we're going to go to soap. Soap starts with S. Soap. And this is something that you bathe with, or you may watch your mom or dad when they're washing the dishes or cleaning up. They may use some of this on a towel to wash the dishes, or when they're giving you a bath, you will see some soap. Soap helps you to get clean, feel better. Soap. Next, we're going to move on to T, and this is a toolbox. It's a toolbox. It's a box, but it's used as a toolbox because it has to store tools, right? And you can use these different tools when you have to fix something or work on something. Maybe your dad or someone that you know has a toolbox. Toolbox. In tools, right? Next is U. Umbrella. And we use these to protect ourselves. Some people use umbrellas to protect themselves from the sun because it can be hot. But it's usually from the rain, or when it's a storm or it's raining, so that you don't get so wet, right? So that's an umbrella. Next, we're going to move on to V. Some of you may not like these, but they are very healthy and good for you to eat. And these are vegetables. Some people call them veggies. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the shows and the movies and the DVDs, Veggie Tales. But these are veggies, vegetables. These are different ones. I don't know if this is a tomato or a beet, but this is a carrot and broccoli, and they're growing, right? You can grow your own tomatoes, your own broccoli, your own carrots, your own veggies, or you can go to your local grocery store or farmer's market and purchase them, or your parent can purchase them. All right, make sure that you always get a clearance from them. Next, we're into W. Wah. And this is a windmill, I believe, but it's producing wind. So this is the big W, and this is the baby W. Remember, it's uppercase and lowercase. So this is W, and it's producing wind. And can you tell me something else that starts with the letter W? What is something else that you can write down or think of that starts with the letter W? Next is X. Z, like X-ray. X-ray. Right? This is his X-ray. I believe that's his wrist, so they took an X-ray. What is something else that starts with the letter X? And also in math, you will see this symbol. This is a symbol for multiplication, right? Or some people say times tables, and we're going to be looking at times tables in some future videos as well. but that's an X-ray. We have about one more after this. This is Y, yeah, like you or yo-yo, right? And someone tell me, what color is this yo-yo? Next, we're going to move on to Z. This is our last letter. It's A through Z. And this is a zebra, right? Z. Give me something else that also starts with the letter Z. Zoo. Zookeeper, right? The zebra has zebra stripes, right? So this is Z. So I'm going to give you guys a few moments to take notes if you'd like to pause the video or share with your parent, or parent share with your child, you know, what you guys got out of this video, or to ask them some questions. I'm going to pause the video and then I'm going to come back and we're going to begin on sight words. Okay, now we're going to work on our sight words. We're also going to be working in another future video CVC words, constant, vowels, constants words. But we're working on our sight words during this time, and also our compound words. So this is a sight word. The first one is for. What we're going to do today is I'm just going to show you guys it. As you're looking at it, take some time to remember how it's spelled, or just remember it in your mind for. And then in future videos, we're going to begin using these sight words into actual sentences, right? So this is our first one for today, for. Right? And it's not the letter for, because sometimes words sound the same and they're spelled differently. Just like principle and principal. Like a principle of something is like pretty much the bottom line of something. Like what's the moral behind it. Versus a principal who's the principal, or basically like the, I don't want to say the governor over a school, but they're the principal over the school. So this is not for like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for used for something else. So this is for, F-O-R. Next, we're going to go to I, just like we just saw prior with the ice cream that started with the letter I. This is I, which is another word for like you, yourself, or me. I, right? When you say something like, I feel like this, or I think that, you're voicing it from your own personal opinion, right? So I is the next one. The next one is here. And this is not to be confused with hear, like with our ear and we're hearing. This is here, like come here, or we are here, or I am here. Right? So this is here. The next word is me. M-E. Going back to like me, myself, and I. Which all of them are the same person, right? This is me. The next word is go. Go. Next is in. Next word is. And if you guys want to, you can write in your notebooks or on your papers these in sentences, or you can write them out and spell them out. You can write them out 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, whatever works best for your learning style, okay? Next word is it. I-T. The next word is and. A-N-D. And. The next word is the. Some people say the. Like the and. Some people say the. It's like saying tomato, tomato. But it's all the same thing. The next word is can. Now, this can be used in various contexts. There are canned goods, right? There's a can opener to open up those canned goods. But then this also can be used in a sentence such as, I can win. I can do that. I can help, right? So that's can. 2, T-O. Now, this is for an example. Take me to the store, right? Take me to the store. But there is also TWO, two, which represents the number 2, right? It sounds the same, but it's a different word. And then there's also TOO. So someone may say, I love chocolate chips. And then another person will say, I love chocolate chips too, or also, right? But this is just TO, two. The next word that we have here is big, which means huge, right? So if something is small and something is bigger than it or taller than or higher than it, then it's big, right? So this is big. We have like 2 more words. This is said is our next one, right? Said. And then our last one for our sight word is a. I'm going to give you guys some time to pause the video for these sight words. And then I'm going to come back on and we're going to do the compound words. And then that will conclude this video. Okay, so now we're going to get into our compound words. Compound words. And we have a few of these. So our first word, I'm going to show you the picture and the word. This is a tooth, right? So we all have a set of teeth, but a tooth is just singular. It means just one tooth, right? So this is tooth for our first word. Here's the spelling, and here's the image next to it so that you can identify it. And over the next couple of weeks, we will continue to go over the compound words and sight words and build up on our vocabulary and different things like that. The next word is finger, right? My finger is pointing at you. Finger is the next one. The next word is rain. Rain, right? It could be raining outside. This is rain. The next word are nails. Now we have fingernails, right? But these are not those types of nails. These are nails that grown-ups can put inside of the wall to hang up pictures or mount things on. But it's important not to touch nails because they are very sharp and dangerous. So you want to be very careful and stay away from things that you're not supposed to be near, right? So nails. And if you happen to see one or something, you go tell your parent, right? And they'll pick it up for you. So bow, B-O-W. This is something that you can put in your hair, or you can, stick on a shirt. You can stick it anywhere. But a lot of people wear these in their hair. You also can see these during the holiday time, so you'll see these a lot for decorations, maybe around the house. Okay, so the next word is gold, G-O-L-D. This is gold. Next word is sun. Sun. The sun is shining outside, right? Going back to gold, right? Some people melt gold. Some people save gold. Some people exchange gold. They do different things with the gold, right? Sun, right? The next one is a boy. And this boy looks like he's bouncing a ball or he's carrying a ball. The next word is cow. We kind of talked about them a little bit when we talked about the milk, right? This is a cow. This is a flower. Remember when we did our letter F and we looked at the beautiful flowers? This is a sunflower. Someone tell me what color this particular flower is. This is a brush that you brush your hair with. But there's also a toothbrush. It's not the same one that you brush your hair with, right? Toothbrush, you put your toothpaste on and you brush your teeth and make them really shiny and pretty and clean. But this is also a brush that you can brush your hair with. So this is brush, right? Next is fly. Fly. It's an insect and it flies around. It goes bzzz. Sometimes they could be very annoying. This is a fly. We're going to look at 2 more words. This is butter. Butter. And some people cook with butter. Instead of cooking with oil, you can put butter on bread. You can put butter on different things depending on what you're cooking. It's not good to eat too much of it, right? But this is butter. And the last word that we're going to do is fish, right? These swim and live in the ocean, live in the seas, different places. This is a fish. And that's going to be it for this particular video. Thanks for joining.